Listia this year with another Game Boy Pickups video for you guys, and we got lots more Listia packages right here. Tons more stuff I got off Listia. I don't know if we'll get through all this today. Maybe we will. If we do, that'll be nice because it'll be the last of the Listia packages I have to go through. But don't worry, we got plenty more coming in. Just Listia packages just keep rolling in. Whether it's movies, whether it's Game Boy games, they're constantly coming. I love Listia. So, all right, let's dive in. Let's take a look at what Game Boy games I've recently got from Listia. All right, so first package we have here. This is nice Hyper Load Runner. Very cool game. Somewhat puzzly. Really enjoyed this one. I love making the blocks go away and having to trick the bad guys into going on them. It's really fun. Like I said, kind of puzzly. Definitely an interesting game. Really, I've never played the Load Runner games before. I certainly have heard of them. Never really got into them and stuff. When I pop this one in, I can see what the buzz is about. See why people like this game. This was a lot of fun. I love that artwork too. That's just awesome artwork. Definitely doesn't... Well, it represents what's going on. Just a bit more extreme. But I love it. He's got like a laser gun. He's shooting like... it looks like there's like skeleton guys, and he's got a bunch of gold. Awesome. Love that artwork. So, Hyper Load Runner, really fun game. All right. Next up is a Game Boy Advance game. And we have, oh boy, X Games Skateboarding. I really wish the companies who made skateboarding games would have looked at the Tony Hawk games. I've said it before, the Tony Hawk games are amazing. I can't believe they made such perfect skateboarding games for the Game Boy Advance. Never in a million years did I think you could take the classic, 3D Tony Hawk skateboarding games that were on, N64 and PlayStation, and I'm guessing Xbox. I never had an Xbox, but I did have the games on N64, and I did have the games on PlayStation back in the day. It's amazing to take these great 3D games like that and actually put them on the Game Boy Advance and make them work extremely, extremely well. It's amazing. So then you have games like X Games Skateboarding. And it sucks. It's horrible. The problem with these games is that the skateboarding does not control well. It's hard to control. It's hard to steer. Hard to pull off tricks. It's like impossible to play. So much to the point where it's just no fun whatsoever. Again, the Tony Hawk games are perfect. They are fun to play. I love those games. I have every Tony Hawk game. The only one I think sucks is the Downhill Jam, and that's because it's a completely different thing. And the graphics are like, it looks like I'm playing a Game Boy Color game. It's horrible. I still don't understand that game. It's bad. But every other Tony Hawk game on the Game Boy is, for the Game Boy Advance, is fantastic. Not for the Game Boy. The Game Boy Color ones suck as well. But for the Game Boy Advance, are awesome. So, it's a shame. There were so many different skateboarding and I believe I believe the Dave Mirra ones are really good as well. The biking one, the Dave Mirra biking ones, they play really well. And there's an inline skate one too that also plays very well. Those are awesome. I think it's called Aggressive Inline. They all control very well, but every other extreme sport game I played, as far as like biking, skateboarding, rollerblading, stuff like that, play horribly. It's a shame, and this is definitely one of the bad ones, so it's a shame. Could have been a fun game, but it wasn't. All right, next up here, ooh, some more Game Boy Advance as I drop them all on the floor. There we go. All right, we have two games here. First thing we have is Rugrats Go Wild, which is not much fun. I was playing as Tommy. I was on the island. I'm walking around, and I'm collecting things. I love those games where you just walk around collecting stuff. I have so many of those games. And I'm being sarcastic when I say I love them. They're not very much fun. This is not much fun. Walking around collecting things on an island, it's boring. It's that's what it is. It's boring. And then we have Crash Super Pack. This actually has two games on it. This has Crash Bandicoot Entrance, and it also has Crash Nitro Kart. I already have Crash Bandicoot 2. Fun game. I love the Crash games. They're very interesting. And Crash Nitro Kart is obviously like a Mario Kart ripoff, but it's fairly decent. It's okay. So really cool pack featuring two decent games. If you like Crash Bandicoot, cool pack to pick up. It's amazing how many of these like multi-game packs were eventually put out. So very, very cool. I'm a sucker for these. I try to collect every game. I'm cool with having the multiple card games and the actual physical single card games as well. So very awesome. Very cool to have. All right. And some more Game Boy Advance here. Here we go, guys. Wario Land 4. Love it. As I said before, the first Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land was fantastic. It's such a great game. It definitely changes things up a bit. It's so well done. It's so perfect. I played that game so much when I was a kid. I love it. I cannot recommend Wario Land enough. It's great. Wario Land 2, it's okay. It's not horrible, but my problem with it is it seems like every game they just try to do more. Less is more, in my opinion, especially with video games. The more you try to throw in, the more you try to do, the more you try to like, well, we have this great game, but let's throw this and that and this and that and that and that and that, and they just throw too much into the pot and just kind of goes, this game isn't what it was. It was fun, now it's this. So, my personal belief is Wario Land 2 and 3 are just mediocre. I'm not a huge fan of either of those games. I don't hate them. They're okay. They are fun to play to an extent. They're not bad games. They're just not nearly as fun as the first Wario Land game. That game is amazing. I love it. And again, 2 and 3, they just get worse. 2 is not as good, but it's still okay. And 3, I'm just like, I don't know. Not such a fan. Luckily, Wario Land 4, I think takes a step back a little bit. There's still more going on than obviously the first one, but it doesn't feel like they've tried to add too much stuff and go too crazy with the game, and I like that. So I'd have to say personally, I like Wario Land and Wario Land 4 the best. 2 and 3 are just kind of my book. I do have to play them some more. I will play them some more. Probably beat them at some point, but I do really enjoy Wario Land 1 and 4. So very cool to finally have 4 in the collection. I did not even own this game back when I first had my Game Boy Advance years ago. This is one of the games I wanted to get for it, but I never had it. So I played this one a little bit when it came in, and had a blast playing like through the first couple levels. It was great. Very cool. All right, then we have some Game Boy Color here. We have Powerpuff Girls Bad Mojo Jojo. And not really fun. I'm flying around. Bad controls. Graphics are just not so good either. It just wasn't fun. It was kind of boring. Like I said, I was just sort of flying around. The controls sucked. I wasn't really doing anything. These could just be fun, like side-scrolling, like shooting games, or kind of like beat-em-ups or something. They could have made fun games, but they just, again, it's typical Game Boy Color issues where it's just they tried too hard. They tried to make something that really didn't need to be made. Again, less is more. Go with the KISS model. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what you need to do. And unfortunately, Game Boy Color games seem to never keep it simple. A lot of times they just try to go above and beyond, be something that they're not really meant to be. And this is another example of that. So I love Powerpuff Girls. I'm a huge fan. I got the entire series on DVD. I got the movie, which needs a widescreen release. I hope somebody gets one. I love Powerpuff Girls. I'm a big, big fan. But not so much with this game. All right. Ooh, multiple stuff in this one. All right, 2 more. Nice, 2 more Game Boy Color games. First thing we have here is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I would love to tell you my thoughts on this game, but I can't. Not because it doesn't work. I can't get past the, I don't want to say title screen, but I don't know what it is. Like, the title screen comes up, and then I'm, like, choosing things, and as much stuff as I pick, I can't get into the game. It's like, I can't choose what I want to choose and then start the game. Every time I choose some stuff, it goes, like, back to, like, the previous screen. It wants me to choose more stuff, and, like, I'm just going back between screens over and over and over again. I don't know. Am I crazy? What am I doing wrong? Has anybody ever out there played the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six game for the Game Boy Color? Because I can't figure it out how to actually get to the game portion. That's ridiculous. The game shouldn't be like that. I want to just pop it in and just start playing. So I guess I'm going to try this one a little bit more. And it's not like I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I'm trying every button combination I can possibly think of. So I don't know if that's any good or not. You guys tell me if you played it. Let me know. And then we have Dinosaur, which you're just walking around as an Allosaur, and it's not much fun. Again, you're kind of collecting things. You can change into like a monkey at some point, and like different characters can like do different things, but it's not very exciting because it's just top down. It's not like it's a platformer. If it was a platformer, that could be interesting. I mean, it'd be weird because you were playing as a dinosaur, but at the very least, changing different characters to do different things could be interesting. But in this case, just a weird top-down view. View, and it's like, oh, there's a gap you got to jump over. Well, you can't do it as a dinosaur. You got to do it as the monkey. So change to the monkey and jump over the gap. Okay, boring. Again, typical Game Boy. Ugh, the Game Boy Color infuriates me. There's so many good games could have been put out for the Game Boy Color, and they just weren't. All right. And then last but not least here, and then we did get through all these, very cool, we have Super Off-Road. Oh my god, did I ever play the hell out of this game in the arcade when I was a kid. My father used to work for, well, he worked a night job at a bar, a local bar. He was a bartender. And it was awesome because I basically grew up in this bar. I still go there. In fact, maybe even today I'll get dinner there. I don't know. But I grew up in this bar, and which sounds bad, but I didn't grow up in it like at night when it was full of people and smoking and drinking. No, I would go during like lunchtime when there'd be like me, my brother, my dad, and like 4 other people in the bar. There was like nobody there. It wasn't exactly packed or anything like that. And we get lunch because this place has awesome food. I eat there like a couple times a week. The food there is still good. It's amazing. I love their food. So we'd eat there as kids. And of course, the bar had arcade games. So my dad would go there and he'd hang out with his buddies and talk to his friends and stuff like that. And my brother and I would eat our food. And then we'd go quarters, and my dad would give us like some money to go play the games, and we'd play all the different games they had there. And one of the games they would always have was Super Off-Road, with the steering wheel and stuff like that. It was so much fun. I remember playing that all the time. So definitely a childhood favorite of mine. It's okay on the Game Boy. It's black and white. It controls all right. It's definitely not the best port of the game, not by any means, but it's still fun. And if it's something nostalgic for you, it's a good fun game to play on the go. So I'm happy to have this. It's fun. I enjoy it. So all right, guys, there you go. That's it. Like I said, we've got through everything. That's the last of the Listia Game Boy pickups I've gotten recently, which is awesome. But like I said, plenty more coming in. So expect another video sometime soon. In fact, I'm probably gonna head out to J Street Video Games and pick some stuff up out there later on this week. So expect maybe like a haul from J Street, but more to come in the future, I assure you. So, all right, guys, that's it. So like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below, and also hit that subscribe button if you want to see a new video from me every single day. And also, if you're not already watching this video over at cinemasickness.com, if you're watching this on YouTube, down below in the description, there is a link to cinemasickness.com. Click on it, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see there than just these videos, and my entire Game Boy collection is listed over there if you want to see everything I own. So, all right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in my next Game Boy Pickups video and my next Daily Sickness video. See you then, guys. Bye.